When I first started watching Doctor Who, what drew me in was how each episode of the series can be from a totally different genre and still be Doctor Who through and through. From gothic horror to zany romps to mind-bending sci-fi, this show can pivot between genres like nobody's business. So, when the first 2 or 3 episodes of the season were lightweight, I wasn't worried. I knew the new companion's shocking moment was just around the corner. Ruby Sunday was ready to go. Holy crap, the Doctor's life is actually kind of terrifying. You know the pivotal story where the fun and games come to a screeching halt and the companion realizes they've tied themselves to a chaos magnet who regularly flirts with oblivion. We all remember Donna's frightening encounter in Pompeii, or Amy seeing the Doctor being casually killed by a disturbingly calm astronaut. And boom, this was that episode. You know, you can't have this early in a companion's life, as they would never step into the TARDIS ever again. They have to come when they are comfortably settled, a jolt out of the blue to teach them what being with the Doctor is like. However, this time around the ending felt too sweet. A slightly more serious, bittersweet conclusion might have worked better. That said, focusing on the warm feelings was probably the wise call when you've got a young actor carrying so much of the emotional weight. Keelan Springle is really good, but let's not pile on fires of Pompeii levels of trauma on her, yeah? Although the recycling is getting a bit much for me, Genesis of the Daleks had already been repurposed for the Magician's Apprentice, the Witch's familiar doubleheader. That said, there is so much to love here that I don't really mind. Speaking of things to love, Ncuti Gatwa absolutely devoured this script, giving us his most electrifying performance so far. His Doctor's sardonic wit and righteous fury were both unleashed in full force. Whether he was sneering at the greed-driven military apparatus or spitting venom at those hypocrites clinging to their shallow faiths, that "I'm a lot more explosive than I look in honey, I know how I look" line, absolutely iconic. While we're dishing out props, major kudos to Virata Sethu for knocking her surprise debut as Mundy out of the park. Stealth introducing a new companion with zero fanfare is a bold move that paid off in spades here. Sethu seamlessly integrated into the chaos, laying the foundations for what's sure to be an enthralling and tempestuous partnership with the Doctor. Is she destined to be the next Donna Noble, a human woman extraordinarily well-equipped to keep our Time Lord's worst impulses in check? Only time will tell, but consider me firmly aboard the Mundy hype train. Now, let's talk about those dangling plot threads and mysterious cameos, because boy howdy, there's a lot to unpack. The Susan twist of it all has reached its peak anticipation. The next episode needs to drop some hint about who she is. Last episode, the Doctor did not see her face, but this time her face was just too prominent. Now is the time for the first layer of this mystery to be peeled back. Is she the one who is waiting? Or is she, finally, Ronnie? What is with so many references to Doctor's daughter? Is she one of those two, regenerated? Wait, would she be a timeless child as well? As for Ruby Sunday's deal, yeah, I've got no solid theories to run with yet. Her uncanny abilities and ethereal vibes haven't been spotlighted enough to spark any convincing fan theories that I'm aware of. For now, I'm just along for the ride as this mystery simmers a little more. Before I wrap this up, a quick hat tip to the overall construction of this episode. For what was essentially a single location, dialogue-driven story, the tension and stakes were constantly ratcheting up without ever letting you catch your breath. Just when you thought the scenario had maxed out its intensity, another narrative landmine detonated to remind you how high the stakes truly were. The deft juggling of tone was also hugely impressive, giving us flashes of comedy, horror, and interpersonal drama without any one element undermining the others. It was an exhilarating, unshakable thrill ride from start to finish. Anyways, the first tier episode of the season.
Like, share, high five, subscribe, let our channel thrive.